All right, you guys, it is Wednesday night, and that means it is time for Notary Meet and Greet. This is our casual, off the books conversation about whatever it is that we got going on in our notary lives. And it's very, very casual. And I like to make sure that we start off the beginning of our conversation by figuring out if there's anyone who has a pressing issue. They can't get into their course. They're having issues seeing the replays. They can't, they got something going on at Notary Nerd University. They ran into a signing. Raise your hand. Let's get a line started so we can start that conversation. Janae, yes.
Good evening again. What I need from Notary Nerds University are the notes, the checklists. I'm sorry, the checklist for the business 101 and 102. I'm almost 60 days in, and I think I'm on the right track, but I want that checklist so I can, please.
Okay, so let's look at that right this instant, because the checklist 101 is available to you in Notary Business 101. So you can get that one there. The checklist from 102, we're about to fix right now because it's not done and I haven't had it done. So make sure you go ahead and log in and make sure you can get to 101. And I will pull 102 up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in.
Okay, yeah, 101 is in there, and 102 has been MIA for the last almost month now. Supposed to be getting that done. So let me go ahead and get it pulled up now, and we are going to go to all of my designs in Canva, and we're going to find that beautiful checklist. And I think I want to say I started on it. Yes, there it is. All right, so thank you, Janae. I appreciate you because it's long overdue. Let's see here. Let's get that back going. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. And you know what? I'm gonna show you how I create stuff. So let me let you guys in on what I'm doing here. Let iPhone in. So checklist number 2 is, so for those of you all who aren't familiar with what Janae is talking about, Notary Business 101 is a free class that's offered at Notary Nerds University. It's designed to help you with the business side of your business, not your necessarily the notarization stuff, but the business side. Janae, were you able to find the 101 in there?
I'm trying to pull it up now.
Okay. So here's 102. Okay, let me undo what I just did there. Okay, add one. Okay, so here's the 102, and this is as far as I had gotten with it, because I'm one of those types of people that if it doesn't look right, it'll frustrate me and I'll just leave it alone. That's kind of what happened with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this background picture. And for those of you who are in Notary Business 101 and 102, 103, we're going to talk about designing stuff that's going to help you with your marketing. And Canva is one of those tools you're going to use. So what I'm doing now is I'm just uploading a graphic from my computer that I'm going to use to enhance my design of what I'm doing right here. And you'll see this 102 checklist come together as a direct result of that. And so whoever else is in line that has some customer service issues or anything, even if it doesn't have anything to do with Notary Nerds University, it might be a signing or something like that you want to talk about or have a question about, definitely let me know. So what I did is I just uploaded the new logo for Notary Nerds, and I'm going to tell it to be the background. Woohoo! Now I'm going to size this thing so it's not so cattywomper, okay? And see, I spend more time on this almost than anything else. I think I might have to do a little something to that to make sure I can read. So let's take this background and let's go up here to effects. So if you guys aren't familiar with Canva, this is a good thing. So I just removed the background and we're going to see if that takes that extra shading away and makes my checklist look okay. Better. So what I did there is I just went to effects and I removed the background from that image. Now I'm bringing things back into order here. Still may not work because I think I got too much going on. Anyway, so we'll just do this for now and I'll come back to making it cute, okay? Janae says, I just need the checklist. It don't need to be cute. I just need it to be done. All right, Reddit.com was a suggestion from B. B is a writer. I'm not sure if B's on the call, but B had a suggestion to put Reddit on your list of places. It's a blog situation, and so that's why that's there. Know your customer we talked about. Now the replay for Notary Business 102 is in there. We talk at length about who your customer is and knowing how to talk to your customer. Define your customer worksheet. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up because that's another important thing that needs to be in the thingy. Let's see here. And thank you guys while I click around and get all this done right now because, you know, it's better sometimes just to get it done right then and there instead of keeping on waiting. All right. Know your customer checklist. Perfect. Where are you? I remember when we did it. Glossary. There. All right. There that is. And so we're going to download it now and add it to the Notary Nerds University. Now this is something that if you don't have access to this, you want to go ahead and when I send you this link, hey Melinda, what I'm referring to is this little checklist right here, right? You want to be able to go through this, know who your customer is. It's kind of self-explanatory, but this is the tool that we created in Notary Business 102. Now, what I was saying before was that you want to go ahead and register for that if you haven't. I'm about to give you the link right now into the chat. And then I'm also at the same time going to go ahead and upload the worksheet. There we go. How's everybody's week going so far? Good? Thumbs up? Give me thumbs up. Give me a happy smiley face. Let me know. Offers. Notary Business 102. And Notary Business 103 is coming up too, guys. So I'm glad, Janae, that we're getting this checklist done. All right. So for those of you guys who don't have the link, it is now in the chat. You need to register for this so you can have access to what Janae is talking about. Yes, Netta, Notary 10. So what it is it's one place, and right now it says Notary Business 102. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It looks like this. When you go into Notary Nerds University, when you register, it'll say Notary Public Business 102. That's the actual class that has a video recording for the 101, because there's going to be 3. We did 101, I think, back in January. 102 was in February, or 101 was in February. 102 was in March. And then we're going to do 103 here in April. Go back and watch both of those recordings. The checklist for 101 should be in there. Let me see here. I'm going to upload the other one now. Go to the product. I've got it named so Cattywomper. All right. Okay, yeah, it's under handouts. So Notary Business 101 checklist is under handouts. I'm also getting ready to upload the worksheet, the Know Your Customer worksheet. So now that's going to be in there. And then we'll get back to the 102 checklist. All right. Publish. And upload. And just be sure to look at the downloads section. Let's see here. Who is my customer? And be sure to watch that video so you'll understand exactly what's going on. It's about an hour and a half, but it's going to be worth it. Just listen to it on your next long drive. All right, that's in there. Let's hop back over to 102's checklist so I can figure out what else it is that we did. I may need to pull up 101's checklist just to see where I left off. All right, perfect. Shazia, welcome. Welcome to everybody that just came in. All right, let me go back to 101. And we'll juxtapose that against 102 and knock 102 out. Come on. Sorry, my computer's moving very slow. I don't want to update the download. I want to download the download. Here we go. We'll do it this way. All right. This has been the most quiet notary meet and greet ever. Okay, so here on the right-hand side is the Notary Business 101 checklist. I'm gonna go back over here and get the Notary Business 102 checklist back in front of me. All right. Perfect. All right. Whew. Whew, that took a lot. Now, so the Find Your Customer worksheet is now in the system. You guys have the link for, did everybody get the link okay? Please let me know if you didn't. Where did I leave off? Okay, so we did EIN, business name, domain, IRS, business address, Google My Business, professional website, Facebook, Instagram. This needed to be LinkedIn, which I need to change. Determine target audience, determine business model. Okay, we did all of that in Notary 101. So after you do that, now it's time to execute. So this is what this looks like. You need to create SEO spaces for yourself on social media or on the internet, the interwebs. So that means you need to give yourself opportunities to appear. And the best places for you to do that, honestly, are on places like LinkedIn, which is not on this list. Remember, on this list, you need to change one of these to LinkedIn. If it wasn't a picture, I would change it right now, but I had to copy it like that. So you want to make sure that you're getting yourself out there. What does that look like? That means you taking an article and typing an article, or you typing a blog post, or you typing something that in the content, in the context of that something, you're actually putting your name, you're using the word notary, and what that's basically putting a thumbprint of yourself all over the internet. But you have to be really, really consistent about that. And it's gonna be something that you're gonna, if you're not used to doing that, it's hard. I will be honest, that is very, very difficult for me. So what I tend to do is I just tend to boost posts. I know it sounds very simple and things like that, but do go to reddit.com, do register at Reddit, because that's one of those places where it's already a website that the algorithms recognize as having good content or verifiable content. There's a lot of blog posts and things like that. So it's going to help your SEO. But if you're just not a writer and you know you're not going to do that, and you need a really quick and effective way, it's going to need to be boosting posts. So this is where, how do you ungroup? Send it back. Okay. There we go. So this is where you're going to need to copy, boost, post. And if you don't have your business Facebook set up, you're not going to be able to do this.
What did you say, Monica? If you don't have your what set up?
Your business Facebook page.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And share to Instagram. All right. Because one of the most important things about any business, I don't care what industry you're in, is marketing. And if you're not marketing efficiently, it doesn't matter how much you know, how many certificates you get. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff, because nobody will know that you're a notary. Nobody will know that you have services that are available. So another thing that you want to do is to get a TikTok. Does anybody know what TikTok is? Y'all know what TikTok is? Raise your hand if you know what TikTok is. You guys I was about to say, come on now. Thank you, Chanel. Is Chanel the only person that knows what TikTok is? Okay, Karen knows.
This is Violet. I know what it is.
Okay, Tony knows what it is. Okay. I was about to say.
I'm just on the iPad and I don't know how to operate it.
Okay. So y'all know what TikTok is. TikTok is an app. It is the most inexpensive form of marketing that you can find. If you are on TikTok, I'm going to prove this to you true. This is why you need a TikTok, and you need to understand and learn TikTok in order to stretch your marketing dollar and your reach. Okay. I have a farm. I'm starting a farm and I'm new at it. And so I got on TikTok and I started a farm account. Well, I did a TikTok video, and this is after years of studying TikTok with my 12-year-old. That's now 13. Well, he's not, okay, he started when he was like 11. I don't know how old he was, but it's been a couple of years he's been teaching me the ins and outs of TikTok, right? So get you a child that knows more about this to teach you what to do and not to do. Don't act like you're on Facebook when you're on TikTok. It's not the same, okay? So TikTok has its place, Instagram has its place, Facebook has its place. All three, including and then LinkedIn, 4, are going to be critical to you as a small business owner in order to market your business effectively. If you do not have these 4 platforms, you're going to have to spend a lot of money in direct mail, okay? Direct mail is you're going to buy a list and you're going to send it out every 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. That's a lot of money. It works, but it's a numbers game. If you don't have a consistent plan in place for a direct mail campaign, then you will absolutely need to market your business on social media through the boosting of Facebook posts, sharing them over to Instagram, posting on LinkedIn, collaborating with people, talking to people on LinkedIn, and then having a TikTok, okay? Case in point, like I say, I've got this farm, started this farm TikTok, did this random video, and I got 197,000 people to watch it. I said, I have spent, I don't know how much money on Facebook. I've never got 197,000 people to watch anything on Facebook, okay? So TikTok is a place, and if you guys don't follow Gary Vaynerchuk, I think is how you pronounce it, he is who I learned that from, right? So if you got a tight budget, you need to learn TikTok. So get a TikTok, okay? Make it a notary TikTok. This is what we're talking about now. If you want other TikToks for your other stuff, that's fine. But for your notarizations, you need to make a notary TikTok after you figure out exactly, how to work it. You can't go in for the sale, okay? This is something I need to reiterate right here while we're talking about this checklist. You cannot, okay, let me think about it this way. When you're marketing as a small business owner who has very little or limited budget, okay? You're looking at a lady, 4 kids, been a real estate broker owner for the last 7 years, and I have never had I don't have the budget to get a billboard like some of these big brokers do, or, bus, advertisements and all of these different things. So you're talking to somebody who has actually lived what I'm about to tell you, okay? When you don't have a big budget, you have to look at things that are going to give you some stretch and some reach, okay? So that's extremely, extremely important. I can't remember where I was going with it, but it'll come back to me. But definitely get a TikTok, 100%. There was something a point I wanted to make, and it just completely lost. Does anybody remember what I was talking about? I had a 40-year-old on it. Okay, we'll pick back up on it. It'll come to me. Let's go here and the next thing.
I think you were saying you never had so many hits or something on YouTube or
That's
something.
what it was. I had never had, for the dollar spent, that much activity from something for free. I sat, literally laid on my bed, made the TikTok. There's a 60-second, you can do a 60-second clip or 15-second clip. You can learn how to edit and add things to make it visually entertaining, because your goal is to keep the person's attention for that period of time. I did that, but it took me about an hour to edit it because I didn't know what I was doing, but it was free, and I got 197,000 views. Now you tell me how much money you would need to spend on Facebook in order for somebody to see you 197,000 times. Could you do it for free?
No.
You could not. So even though the app may seem a little young and fun and kind of like maybe a little bit intimidating, trust me, there are people of all ages, from the very young to the very old on TikTok. It is no longer just a young kids app, and they can't stand it. They can't stand that we've come over and left Facebook and got on TikTok with them, right? But it is, the reality of it is that it is, the competition for ads is low. So the attention, so it's cheaper. Right now, everybody's on Facebook, so it's going to cost you to get that kind of exposure. You got to pay to boost your posts and so far and so on. Where on TikTok, it's not there yet. So if you get over on TikTok a little sooner and don't wait on it, you know, till whenever to do it, then you're going to be ahead of the game. So definitely get a TikTok. Now, do you guys know how to boost Facebook posts? Raise your hand if you do not know how to boost a Facebook post. Netta, Antoinette, Sansaray. Okay, well, let's look at that real quick, and then we'll work through the rest of this. Okay, does everybody have a business Facebook page?
Yes.
Awesome. Because you need one. Does everybody have an Instagram from their checklist 101?
Yep. I'm just
Good.
having a problem with my Google account.
What's going on with your Google account, Karen?
Well, a couple months ago, they gave me $100 credit, and then the guy said that you don't get charged unless they click on your ad. It got up to $85, so I shut it off, and then they still charged me. So then my webpage that I created, they charged me $12 for that. I can't even access it. And then you try calling them up, and there's nobody there that you can talk to about it.
Yeah, here's the thing about Google. I just had to challenge a charge with them. I cancel an ad and they still charge me. And
Yes, they did it.
yeah, and I just, it's a mess. But here's the thing with Google, guys. If you start doing that Google ads, do not put your main debit card or credit card attached to that. Go get you a prepaid card, because I'm telling you,
I agree.
Yeah, it will get
They
charged.
charge after, and you've already turned the ad off.
Right, exactly. I turned it off, and you can see 0 impressions or 0, nothing was happening, but yet it's still, my card was charged.
Yep.
So it was too much for me to ignore, so I challenged it with the bank, and so we're working through that. But let's look at this real quick so we can keep moving through checklist 102. So when I say boost a post, this is what you have to do in order to get people to see you on Facebook. Again, TikTok, it was free. Remember, I laid out in the middle of the bed, I did my recording, I hit upload, and I was done. Cost me no money, maybe a little time. Not so on Facebook. On Facebook, you got to come with the coins, okay? On Facebook, you got to come over here and you got to spend some money. So here's a recent ad that I did, okay? Add mobile ink fingerprinting service to your notary business in any state. My target audience, I know who my audience is. You guys see this over here where it says on checklist 101, determine target audience? You guys start spending no money until you know your audience, okay? If you spend money before you know your audience, you will go broke. Okay? So let's not do that, okay? So over here, I know my audience is notaries. So I come over here and I do a boost. I go get a graphic. Let's go back and look at that real quick. Did y'all see that? That's a graphic. Facebook likes video and graphics. Don't put a graphic with a whole bunch of words in it. It'll get reviewed. And they'll recommend that you go get something else. Use the top of the post to type 1, maybe 2 sentences. You don't need to write a book. People do not read, okay? Put an emoji or something in there. Sometimes I don't do the emojis because for whatever reason, it looks good on the post. But when I boost it, the emoji turns into one of those weird characters that doesn't make any sense, right? So I tend to leave the emojis off if I'm going to boost a post. But my boosting of my post starts with Canva. You have to pay for Canva. If you don't have a graphic designer, you need a $14.99 professional Canva account. It's a part of your business expense. What can I say? Okay.
Okay.
$15 a month, and you got to learn it and you got to figure it out. Just like I was showing you on how to do this checklist, I've got all kinds of other stuff that I've done that you guys may probably recognize that I did it here in Canva. All of my thumbnails, all of my, here's all my Canva stuff. You guys recognize some of this? I come in Canva and I do all of it. Okay. You have to be creative. You have to learn Canva. Canva will tell you, hey, if you want to go in here and do a Facebook post, you can say, hey, I want to do a Facebook post. Boom, it'll get the right dimension, situation right off the bat. You go over here and you want to say, you can upload a graphic from somewhere, or you can go over here to photos, and maybe you want to do a graphic with bunnies. Oh, look, there they are. So now I got some cute bunnies, and everybody's gonna look at that, and I'm gonna tie that in with Notary somewhere, or maybe I just want the bunnies to be my backdrop. So I wanna right click on it and set it as back. Oh, look at those sweet bunnies. And then I come over here and I say, okay, well, let's do some text. And I grab something here and I'll say, you know, best notary ever or whatever. You see what I'm saying? This is how you build your graphic. I'm not going to spend too much time, but this is how you do it. And then when you're done, you're downloading it and you're uploading it to your Facebook. Now let's go back over to Facebook and look at that ad. All right, so it said here, where did I go? I don't want to boost again. Go back to the page. Where did it go? Just that quick. There we go. Okay, perfect. So here, let's look at the results. Let's see how much I had to spend on Facebook. Woo! Goodness gracious. Look at that. Can y'all see that? I spent $99.99 to get how many people? Y'all see how many people I was able to reach with this ad over 4 days?
Is that the 444?
That's how many people clicked.
Yes, I mean. Oh, okay. 9,000. Oh, type it in.
Now, how many people? Let me give you a visual.
But how long did you run the ad for?
4 days.
Oh my goodness.
Do you see what I'm saying about the importance of you guys getting on the what you call it? On TikTok? All right, so I'm gonna show you, and this is what I love about Apple. Thank you, son, for encouraging your mother to let go of her Android. I'm airdropping to my computer something so I can show you exactly. Okay, I think you should be able to see it now. Do you guys see that screenshot?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this 187,800?
Okay.
That one 60-second video. Now, have I converted it into anything? No, but I'm just trying to illustrate to you a point. On TikTok, you can get way more exposure for free than you could if you come over here to Facebook. You see? But you're gonna need to do both.
Right.
You're gonna need to do both. Okay. So here is for those of you who don't know how to boost a post. This is the first thing that you want to do. You want to go and let's see here, edit. I'll go edit, and so you can see. Okay. So what it's going to ask you to do is it's going to tell you first and foremost, if this is going to be about credit, employment, or housing, it's not gonna. So don't put anything about, I could be the notary on your next home purchase. Don't put anything about a house in there because your ad will not get approved due to those rules. So just always keep that in mind. Audience, who should see your ad? Well, I already got my audience. I know who my audience is. My audience lives in the United States, is 35 to 61 years old, female, and is interested in notaries.
And how can you know 18 and older?
Good question, Karen. Well, my audience, so now that's a good question. Now remember, my ad is for adding mobile ink fingerprinting services to your notary business. So who am I targeting? I'm targeting you guys, right? Now, when you guys are targeting, that's why it's so important to do what? Checklist, Notary 101, determine target audience. Because this is where it gets serious. This is why I don't want y'all to waste any money. If you don't know your target audience and you come over here and you select an 18-year-old who ain't a bit more thinking about a notarization than the man on the moon,
Exactly.
okay, you are going to be wasting your money. You need to target somebody who is going to be likely in need of your services more often than not just the random document every 5 years, right? You're needing to target somebody. That's why we went through this exercise, and you got to go back through and do it if you haven't on the worksheet. because we went through the flow. Y'all remember, those of you who were on that call, how we went through all of that, who was flowing. Is it the permit runner? Is it the dentist? Is it the attorneys? You've got to figure out who your people are. And once you figure out who they are, then you come over here. And Nikki, go ahead and ask your question. I'm sorry, I see your hand up. Or was it just up from earlier? Probably just up from earlier. Okay. So you come over here into audience and you click here, people you choose through targeting. Well, this is who I've got selected right now, but I'm going to tell it to create new. Okay. So you guys can see exactly how to select your audience for those who don't know how to boost a post. Audience name. So say after I've done all of my analysis, I've finished that video and I understand how to find out who my customer is. Say I determined that customer are going to be solar panel companies. Okay. Maybe that's a little too specific. No, because I won't be able to find them on Facebook. That's the other thing. You got to be able to find them on Facebook. So, because everybody's not on Facebook as their company. They're on there as an individual, right? So you kind of have to be careful of that. Okay, so let's pick attorneys. They're pretty easy. Especially those who are they don't have a staff and would need, almost a pseudo, not really assistant, but that person they can call on to do those documents and things that they need that they don't want to do themselves. So this audience name is going to be attorney. Now, do I want to do all, or do I want to do men, or do I want to do women? Well, for right now, I'm just going to do everybody until I can I know who my customer is now, because after several ads targeted towards notaries, 73% response would be from female, 27% response would be from male. That's how you know who your audience is. Once you know who your audience is, you adjust your marketing to just target on them. So now, as far as my notary ads, if guys see it, I don't mind. I welcome guys. But as far as me spending my money, Facebook is telling me it's cheaper for me to target women. So that's what I'm going to do, right? So on this case, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure an attorney is not going to be 19, right? So I want an attorney that probably, fresh out of law school. So I'm going to start here at around the 30 and go on up, okay? I'm going to look at the locations, and that's going to be the locations near me. So instead of a city, I'm just going to put the entire state of Tennessee, because why? I have remote online notarization, and I can help an attorney anywhere. Let's just say that's your deal too, okay? So I put the entire state of Tennessee, and I come down here to detailed targeting. So you can see here some of the terms I've used before, but what I'm going to do now is, because I'm targeting attorneys, I'm going to do bankruptcy attorney, and hopefully find someone who lists themselves as such in their, now here's another thing. When you see here that I have attorney in the search bar, and it says under here, interest, that means that they're just interested in being an attorney. That doesn't mean that they list themselves as an attorney on Facebook. And that may be something we find out that won't work, because they may not want people to know that they're an attorney. We don't want just interest. We want people who actually list themselves. Their demographic, their employment information says attorney. So give me another name for attorney or lawyer. Anything? Would they be listed under anything else? Or is that it?
I think they're called Esquire, aren't they?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Still giving me a lot of interest. I don't want that. So we're going to use a different example, because I want to show you guys the difference. Just because somebody's expressed interest in something on Facebook doesn't mean they're actually doing that thing. They're just interested in it. So before you start spending money and creating your audience off people who all your detailed targeting says is interested, that may not be, you might be missing the boat altogether. So let's do a law school. Let's kind of backdoor. You kind of got to outthink the
try paralegal.
But do the paralegals, are they going to be the ones that you want to target? Because some of them may be notaries. You might be targeting yourself. In other words, you might be blocking your own self, because that person may actually be doing exactly what you're talking about doing. You may not ever make it through the gatekeeper type deal. So I would go to, let's see here, law school demographics. Let's see here, Vanderbilt Law School. Hold on, haha. Ha ha ha, this may be the trick. Maybe I go to Vanderbilt University Law School and detailed targeting. Let's see here. Where did it go? If it says demographics, that means that they attended or had some affiliation with the school, which gives us a higher likelihood that they're an attorney than it would be if they were just interested in law. Does that make sense? Let's see if we can get an even better example. Somebody give me a target audience that you've been thinking of. Anybody?
Estate
Nurses.
lawyer.
Say again?
Estate lawyer.
Estate attorneys? Okay, good. Let me see if I can find an estate attorney. So let's go up here. And let's go to, I'm just gonna skip on down here to detailed targeting, estate. Get that window open. Estate attorney. Let's do wills. Let's do estate. Attorneys may be hard because I didn't think about it, but attorneys probably don't want to be, they want to be anonymous probably on Facebook. So they may not list themselves, they're what you call it. Let's think of another target audience besides attorneys.
Hospitals.
Hospitals. So who at the hospital? Let's see here. Hospital
Senior.
administrator. Ha! Good one. Who said hospital?
I did.
Karen, excellent. Because guess why? It gave me the perfect example of what I want you guys to see. Do you guys see where it says demographics? Let me make it bigger. Trying to, it won't let me. Okay. Well, hopefully you can see it. Okay. Hospital administrator is in the demographics category, which is what you want. That tells me that these people that I'm going to be targeting are an administrator at a hospital somewhere and can get the fact that I'm a notary and I can provide services to the doctors and the nurses and the staff to the right people, right? So then my ad won't be going somewhere in vain. So this is going to be hospital administrators, okay? And so I want to get out of here and I want to just go back and put Tennessee again because I want to be able to do anyone, anywhere. Because I'm a remote online notary, my state allows it, so I'm going to utilize that. But look, it's telling me at the bottom, potential reach is fewer than 1,000 people. That's not good, okay? So I would have to make it broader. So that's probably not going to be a good example either, just from the volume, but you got to see the demographic. So now let's go look at, and we know that hospital administrators are not going to be 19. So let's go look at a different demographic. We got dentists. Dentists have these things called e-pharmacies. I think some doctors even have them as well. So your local dentist would be a good contact or a good person to target. You want people who are going to be needing notarizations on a more than infrequent basis. So I'm going to go to dentists. I'm going to go back down to detailed targeting. You have to scroll down, get rid of that hospital administrator. It was too small of an audience. Instead, I'm going to put dentists. Again, I'm looking not only for interests, but demographics. You see that? General dentist demographics. Yes, Melinda, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Question, what about the realtors and title companies? They need to do, well, the realtors have to do background screening for fingerprinting every year. But the title companies and the escrow officers always need something notarized too.
This is very good. So let's look at real estate. Now here we have real estate agent or real estate interest, which we know will get a whole bunch of people. That's not in our target audience. We got real estate broker interest, and we got a lot of interest. We don't have any demographics, so it doesn't look like it's going to let us target them. Let's just see what we get on the broker. Okay. We went with real estate broker, and we're going to stick with it even though it is just in the interest category and not demographics, because 9 times out of 10, if you're interested in being a broker, you're already in real estate already, which means in most states you have been a regular affiliate broker for so many years. So you're hitting the right audience, but we don't know how much of who you actually need is in there, but it's still safe to pursue this audience. So now that we've got real estate broker, we got a potential reach of 1.2 million. This is what you want to see. Your audience is defined. Okay. Now I'm looking at the entire state of Tennessee. So I'm going to change my audience name back to real estate broker. And meanwhile, I've gone over to Canva and I made my nice little graphic ad that talks to who? Does it talk to dentists? No. The graphic talks to the real estate broker. What does it tell the real estate broker? I can solve your problem, right? Everything that you mark, when you're marketing yourself, you're solving someone's problem. That's what my thought was from earlier, marketing. When you approach marketing, approach it like you're trying to get married. Okay? Do you try to get married on the first date? You might try
No.
to do other things on the first date, but do you try to get married on the first date?
No.
No. What do you do on the first date?
You get to know the person.
Get to know somebody, right? You, in everything, your marketing is a 10-step process, right? Because the first step is date number 1. Hey, my name is, nice to meet you. Just wanted you to know that I was a notary. Date number 2. Hey, it was great talking to you the other day. Hope you got the card I sent. Hopefully I can drop by and drop off some chocolates. Date number 3. Hey, you see what I'm saying? So every marketing thing that you do, and that includes the posts. And also too, remember that your posts aren't always going to get seen by the same people every time. So just because you think you're doing sequential marketing, it's not necessarily happening. I learned that. I thought, oh, I have the same audience. So they saw this ad last week. They'll see this ad this week and it'll build on that ad. They'll, read it and then they'll be waiting on it. That's not how it works. In Facebook world, that audience can get all mixed up and jumbled, and you might think you're doing some continuous stuff, but there's new people seeing it every time. So you always have to keep that in mind. But the key is knowing your audience and talking to them in that ad. And always remember that marketing is an act of getting to know someone. Never ask for a sale on the first time you meet somebody. Can I for $99.99, I will. No one wants that. Don't do that, okay? So this is in effect how you boost a post. So you come in here, you create the audience, you determine your audience. If you don't know who it is at the beginning, keep it very broad. Once you're set up, you want to make sure you see your audience is defined, and then you save your audience. Any questions so far?
And that's not running the ad though, is it?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. We're saving our audience, and then it's going to ask us some more questions about the ad. We're going, because this computer decides to move to that next step. Now, your budget for this doesn't have to be huge either, right? And Janae, I haven't forgotten. We're going back to the checklist. I'm going to show them this real quick, and then we'll get back over there.
No, I'm good because I don't know anything about this, so I'm really listening.
Okay. So, and it's taken a little while. So your budget, let's talk about that while this is saving. Your budget needs to be at least $20 a week. Okay. You're not gonna, you need to be running an ad. And if I were you, I probably would run it. Here's another way. Once this saves, well, let me just X out of here. Yeah, just cancel, confirm. Because I was just pretending anyway. Let's see here. I do want to show you how to go ahead and do the rest of the ad real quick. So Karen, so what you would do is you would come here and tell the duration, how long you want it to go through. You could tell it an end date.
Okay.
Okay. And then from there, okay, yeah. From there, once you do the end date, you come over here, and I haven't set my pixel up yet. Okay. That's a very, 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 very important thing to do. I definitely haven't. I don't know how to do that. Hopefully, Elijah, you can help me with that at some point, and I'm going to let Elijah chime in here in a second on the social media. Whenever you get ready, Elijah, you can chime on in if you hear me missing something. So you pick an end date and a budget. Now, when you pick your budget, you see how I got this thing set up to go back. See how I got this set up to $100?
Uh-huh.
Every time you move it, it'll change it'll change and tell you the estimated number of people you're going to reach. So, and it'll tell you the estimated daily results over here. So on an $80 budget, it's telling me my ad will run for 11 days. And let's just, I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, so you set the date, and then over here, every time you play with it, it'll tell you about how many people you're going to reach. Now, Who's here been in sales for a while? Anybody? Anybody come from a sales background? Raise your hand. If you're in sales, what's the number one rule? What is it? What is it about sales that works? It's a numbers game, right? All sales is a numbers game. So with numbers, if I look over here and I see 400 at 1.2 or 1,000 people reached, are all of those 400 people actually going to click on my ad?
No.
Link clicks is telling you, Facebook is telling you, we'll reach 400 people, but only about 48 of them will probably click. And of that 48, how many of them will actually take the action you're telling them to take? Even fewer, right? So the numbers game is the more people you get exposed to, the more at bats you get. So $150 for that time frame is going to get me reaching 200 to almost 700 to 2,000 people. Now, if my call to action sucks, okay, then I don't care how many people I reach, they're not going to know what to do because you didn't tell them what to do in your ad. You just spent an hour in Canva making something pretty and didn't tell anybody to call here, download, checklist. You didn't tell them to do any of that, right? So now you spent this money, you got this exposure, and then they haven't done anything because your call to action sucked. So you have to understand that part of it too. Elijah, you want to add anything?
Yes. With Facebook ads, it is a trial and error thing. Like my mom was saying, you do have to find an audience. But once you find that audience, you can go ahead and push those dollars and push that audience over and over and over and over again. But if you just wanted to save some money, just utilize TikTok, Instagram, the free platforms that give you organic growth. And the only thing you have to do on there is just post every day. You don't even have to be perfect. Yeah, because we got, 500,000 views on one TikTok video by accident. If we would have kept that momentum and been consistent, there's no telling where we would have been. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good advice. Kim, you got a question?
I do. So how do you run your ads, like 24/7 or just for hours? I find I try to run it like I'm only going to work, say, from 8 to noon. Do you run it just the 4 hours you working, or do you run it all day? Or
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so she's asking if you run your ads when you want to be available. So no, actually, you want to run your ads continuously on a 24-hour cycle because you don't know who's going to see it and when. You just want them to, for it to pop up at the right time that they need a notary, that they call you, right? And you don't necessarily want to just do general notary work with these ads. I would not recommend that. I would recommend targeting a specific audience that you know need your services on a regular basis. And we had a difficult time finding bankruptcy attorneys and divorce attorneys and different attorneys on Facebook demographics, but I would still play around with interest in attorney just to see if that does have actual attorneys in that group. But you definitely want to target, somebody who is going to need a notarization, if not every day, twice or 3 times a week, because you want to be that person that they call. Because the whole point of you advertising is to get money. And to be honest, the people in our network, our friends and our family and our coworkers, they're going to need a notarization once every 3 years. You don't want to spend money. You want to post on your personal page that you're a notary, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to spend boosted post money targeting an audience from 18 to 65 who shot John. That ain't our people, okay? Our people are so specific groups of people who need notarizations on an absolute regular basis. That's the only people I will allow you guys to spend money targeting, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna waste it. And if you're gonna waste it, then just give it to the homeless, okay? Instead of doing it that way. Okay, so here we go. So let's come back over here so I can finish this out so y'all can see how to do it. So you set your budget, you determine your budget. They won't let you do it for less than 3 days a lot of the time, so do that. I don't know Facebook Pixel. I'm missing out because I don't use it. I will hopefully get Elijah to help me with that in the future. Okay.
What's a pixel?
What's that?
What's a pixel?
Karen, Pixel is basically just like a fancy way of, so you know how you search something up and then a couple minutes later you see an ad about it?
Yeah.
The reason why is because there are pixels on every site that you go to. So this Facebook pixel allows Monica to track everybody who's seen the ad. She can see who clicks it. She can see who didn't open the email. It's basically all the marketing information she
Okay.
needs to retarget the ad and adjust the ad as she needs to. And that's all it is.
All right, thank you.
So the fact that I don't have it set up, I'm really losing out. But I've gotten to know my audience so good that I still just keep targeting the same group, and I keep, it's working. It's working. YouTube, that's what we need to add to the checklist. Okay, so let's hop back over to checklist. So did that answer? Did that help people that don't know how to boost? You guys have a good idea? Okay, so let's
Yes, thank you.
Good, you're welcome. Let's come back over here to where we were. Oh, did I start one over? We'll go back. I think the bunnies overtook my situation. Maybe I have to go back and start again. There we are. Okay, so far we're still doing a lot online because as a new notary and as a new entrepreneur, you have to do these things if you don't want to, if you want to, there's just no, you just have to do them. You got to get a YouTube. Okay. Your goal in all of this, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, SEO. Do you know what SEO stands for?
Search
engine optimization. Right. Thank you, whoever that was. Okay. Dare to be great. I love it. I love the fact that I just looked down and saw that. I think that's awesome. Search engine optimization. The more imprints you have on the internet, the more likely you are to pop up in a Google search. The more those imprints are associated with video versus just a flat picture or text, the better. So you need to not be afraid of putting yourself out there in the atmosphere on the internet in 10-second clips and 60-second clips in a video or whatever the case may be. Now, when you're doing your YouTube, you need to keep in mind who? Your target audience. Everything is going to be designed around your target audience. That's why that worksheet that I just uploaded is so very important for you guys to go through and understand who your audience is. What else as an entrepreneur do you need on the second leg? We've already done that, and I'm thinking through my own lens here. You guys help me out. What do you think should be on this list?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
With Facebook,
you can go ahead.
How do you how do you follow your analytics? Like after you're doing, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you analyze what is or what isn't working?
Elijah can take this one. I'm not sure. Do you know the answer, Elijah?
Yes. So the first way you'll know something isn't working is you'll pay for an ad and your clicks won't add up to the amount of reach that the ad says. Secondly, the way you'll be able to really pinpoint if your marketing is working is setting up that Facebook pixel. And we'll probably record a video for that, setting that up, how to read it, because that's a whole nother lesson in itself. There's people that actually have.
Is it an analytics page?
Go ahead.
Is it an analytics page?
No, it's just like it's in the settings on your Facebook business page. You just got to add a pixel. It's some like computer software stuff. It's really not complicated, but companies do sometimes hire marketing professionals just to handle all that. So yeah, it would have to be, I don't even know all of it myself, honestly, but it would be something that we all learn and make a video on together, honestly.
Okay. Well, you know more than I know, and you probably know more than a whole bunch of us know on this thing, so we might have to pull you on to Notary Nerds University and teach us old people how to do this, okay? Because at least we'll be up to that level, because right now, you see mine is, we don't know nothing about the pixel, so.
Yeah, I don't understand any of all of that.
Right, we need you to do a 101, pixel 101.
That's why it's easiest to just use your free platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and just utilize those, because you can get the same or not more amount of reach through there. And if you learn how to use your call to action and just do it a lot and get better at it, you can do all your marketing for free, honestly. But Facebook is just a whole nother animal. So is Google Ads. It's a whole nother animal as
Yeah,
well.
Google Ads. I think the next time I try Google Ads, I'm just gonna pay a professional who has got a proven track record in it, because I'm not gonna try it on my own again.
Yeah, no, I'm done with Google.
Yeah, I'm not fooling with them. Okay, so moving back
Can
over.
I ask a question on the TikTok?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it have to be something like goofy and crazy? I mean, I don't know a lot about it. Is that what I need? Like singing or dancing or rapping? Or...
You know, I TikTok is fun, okay? But there was a doctor that did a TikTok that taught some serious stuff about the female anatomy that I didn't know. And I'm 45 years old. I've been a female for 45 years. And it was on TikTok that I learned this information. So she did.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
You see? So she did it in a professional way. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? But it was on TikTok. So you can still be lighthearted and professional. There are attorneys on TikTok. There are criminal attorneys. There was a criminal attorney on my For You page. It was a rap song, and he was just like, you ain't gonna get me or something. But he was talking about in the context that the feds wanted his client to turn on somebody in order to take a deal or something. And a criminal attorney in a suit and tie just left court was doing this TikTok with this gangster rap playing in the background. You see what I'm saying? So it's really according to, you can't get on there and be this stale notary. Hi, I am going to notarize your documents and here's why. You know, you gotta be creative about that whole situation. And it's fun when you educate someone. If they don't really know, sometimes it's good for you to throw in a couple like little educational TikToks or whatever. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. I haven't seen a lot of notaries on there. I saw one young lady on TikTok that was a notary, and what she was doing was educating other notaries about the loan signing business. So I saw that, but I haven't seen any notaries do it to a consumer facing audience. There is plenty of opportunity for you to do that. I would still not go too broad. I would go still, if I was going to get on TikTok on the notary, I would target my people. I'm still talking to the attorneys, because there are attorneys looking on TikTok, okay? So that's that. So let's come back over to the checklist and start getting this wrapped down. Okay, let me think about my business. All of the important stuff, bank accounts, all that's been done. We've decided who our audience was. We've marketed to our audience. We're executing because we're boosting our Facebook posts. We're sharing them to Instagram. We're doing the TikTok. We're doing the YouTube.
How do you YouTube page?
Okay, let me show you that real quick. You want to make sure if you're going to do a YouTube, don't do like me and be forever in getting a brand together on your YouTube, okay? So here we are on the Notary Nerd YouTube channel. Let me share can you guys see my screen okay? With the Notary Nerd YouTube channel? Okay, good. So this is the back office for my YouTube channel. So here, I'll go over here and I'll go to the home page of it. So when you go to YouTube, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Whew, Lord, she's loud. Let's go to a new YouTube so I can show you from scratch. All right, so, well, I've got so many, it just keeps opening up. Okay, so here we go. How do you create a new one? I'm logged in, so it's gonna always tell me to go to one of mine. Does anybody have a screen they can share? No?
Yeah, I can share one for you.
Thank you.
The thing with your YouTube channel, your Gmail is basically already connected to a YouTube page. So if you go on your YouTube right now, and you subscribe, if you can subscribe to other people, you already have a YouTube page. You just haven't posted on it yet.
Okay.
YouTube and Google are the basic. They work together. Let me see.
For SEO, should I use my business Gmail instead of my personal?
Yes. I mean, for your YouTube, it's not going to matter. Well, you want continuity of your brand across the board, right? So you're going to want to make sure that your YouTube, because when you connect that Gmail or whatever account to that YouTube, going to impact your branding a little bit, because like this Notary Nerds University, I mean, this Notary Nerds YouTube is connected to my Orders at Complete Signings, LLC. It's all connected to that whole business. So I would encourage you to do the same, but I don't know if it's required or not. Elijah, I don't see on my end where I can let you share. I think it's how we have it set up. Are you able to share on your side?
No, yeah, you would have to stop share first and then it'll let me.
Gotcha.
You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, you see it's the syncing pause. This is my personal Gmail, but it was synced to my to a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let me see. So this is just me putting in, I would either create a new Gmail account, whatever I want the Gmail to be, whatever the name is, Elijah Notary or whatever. And once you sign in, it's just as simple as creating a Gmail account and just going on YouTube. That's literally it. That's all they, like I can sign into any of these emails and get on the YouTube accounts for each one.
So basically, when you set up a Gmail account, it's gonna take you to YouTube?
Yep. A lot of you guys already have one and just don't know it. If you go on YouTube.
I see that I have one. I was just wondering. So it'd be best just to set it up under your business, so all of it be, like Monica said, tied in together.
Right.
Yeah.
You can take the share screen back.
I just saw you, Melinda. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what else that I need to flesh out this 102 checklist, because I'm really just sitting here thinking, because at some point you have to go and do, right? So your marketing comes into play, and that marketing is supposed to be bringing you business in. So I'm trying to figure out, what am I going to put on my 103 checklist? Because you determine your audience, you figure out your marketing on all your free spots, because we're broke and we're single entrepreneurs and we ain't got time to be wasting money. We did all that. And so now,
What about how to set up an actual LLC or
that was
so
all right. That was all in checklist 1. Let me go put the checklist back up in front of us so we can see where we're at.
okay, I can go back to that later then.
Okay, let's see. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Well, let me share my screen. Somebody's listening to some good music.
Some good jazz, whoever that is.
Oh, that's me, sorry.
I like that. I like that.
She's jamming over there.
I'm saying.
Okay, let's go back to checklist 1. Okay, you're right, Karen. Good job. Let's go put that on checklist 2. It's LLC. Thank you, Karen.
I think the other thing is, Monica, is people need to have like a bank account so that you're not co-mingling.
Very good. That's in checklist 101 already. That is, where did it go? Well, I had it pulled up in front of me.
Is the checklist and Notary Nerds University?
It is. It's in that free Notary Business 101. So,
okay.
So here it is. Holy Wally. Okay, so here it is. Business email. Oh no, business account is not on here.
Yeah, bank account.
Bank account is not on here. Thank you, Vanessa.
I just saw it on the screen before that.
Well, I need to get it on checklist 102 is where it needs to be. So let's go get it on there right now. All right.
Hello, how you doing? This is Tamika. Another thing, because I was really confused. I'm a brand new notary. Well, I'm not a notary as of yet, but I'm brand new and I'm trying to start everything. And I think for me, the hard part was, where do I start? I really didn't know where to start. And
okay.
So I kind of like had to after I did like a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff, I kind of reverse engineered everything. Right. And I started with my email address, and I did a virtual, not email address, but a virtual telephone number and a virtual business address. So I did that, and then I got my registered agent. So I think for a lot of people that's coming through the door, that's like the really sorry. I think that's the really confusing part is where do you start? Like, what is the focus? You know, because I've had business classes here and there with, you know, I'm kind of old, so long ago. So it was just like, where do I start? I just didn't know where to start. And I think that that's very important to kind of lay out on a checklist. It's like to initially, because a lot of people don't go over that. Like, what is step one to starting a business? And especially with the notary business. Okay. Especially with the notary business, it's really confusing on where to start first.
Right.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Thought I would chime in on that.
Thank you, Tamika. Very good point. And she's right. Because in the notary business, one, you're learning a new craft, most of us, or you're learning how to apply it in a new way for those of you who have been notaries for years. So that's one lane. And then the other business is the other lane is the fact that you're coming from a W-2 environment where you might have been an employee for the last 10 years into a self-employed or more entrepreneurial environment. So you have two lanes of knowledge that are both new to you or you're applying in different ways that you have to learn. Each of them have their own things. In the notary lane, you have to learn what an acknowledgement is, what a jurat is, and what your state laws are. And those are separate nuggets of knowledge that you have to have. In an entrepreneurial, on the entrepreneurial lane, you have to know how to set up a business, what business structures are available to you. You have to get an EIN, you have to get a business account, you have to get a payment processor, you have to do all these other things to conduct and transact that business that's going to come from this other here new knowledge you're learning on how to be a notary. So Tamika, thank you for pointing that out. This Notary Business 101 checklist is designed to do that on the business side. And the 102 checklist is going to get to where we're talking about now as far as the LLC. So if you haven't already, go into the thing and download this checklist because you're going to need to do these things preferably in this order to kind of get started. And then once you get some money coming in, that's when you want to make the investment in the LLC because you don't necessarily need to do the LLC right off the bat. So that's why it's not on checklist 101 because you need money coming in before you can justify some of these expenses, right? If you have already allocated, if you've got capital, okay, and if you guys haven't had the opportunity to watch you probably haven't. There's a video I just posted of our new instructor that's going to be coming on board she's going to be teaching about how she got contracts, direct contracts. She reached out to 24 of her Facebook friends. She'll talk about it in the interview, and she asked them for help in getting her capital up so she could start this notary business. If that's you and you've got resources where you can have $2,000 or $3,000 at your disposal, by all means, go forward with your LLC right off the bat. By all means, don't hesitate on that. However, if you're kind of bootstrapping this thing, you need to take Notary Business Checklist 101, this one here over here on the right, get all that done. And a lot of this stuff is free. Get that moving, get you a couple $200 or $300 in, right? Because you set up your Google My Business, you got your business address, which allows you to do that. Or you're not going to do that at all. You're going to just be a mobile business on Google My Business. But doing everything on Notary Business Checklist 101 will lay the foundation for you to get some money coming in because you want to do what we call in real estate, lead with revenue. Don't spend haphazardly, like I say, unless you have that capital already set aside and you've budgeted and have it there. You can do that. That's perfectly fine as well. Moving back over here to Notary Checklist Business 102. Notary Business 102 checklist. The LLC, after you do the YouTube channel, the LLC would be the next thing on your list. If you've made business from what you did, you made money from what you did on 101, right? If you haven't started making money from 101, what you did on 101 checklist, don't come spending money on Notary Business 102 yet. And I mean, you can start with the Facebook post and whatever, but be careful on the LLC, right? Because it's going to be $300 or however many dollars, and then whatever the case, you have to pay quarterly. So before you get yourself into that entanglement, make sure you've got some cash flow coming in, okay? Business bank account should have been over here, but it's okay. We can put it over here. But I want to put it up above LLC because you can actually get a business bank account with just a DBA, which means a sole proprietorship. Okay.
I would like to add
Go ahead.
Hi, I would like to add something to experience I have in Florida with the business side. I found out that I had to pay city and county taxes. So that's another thing you need to find out in your state. Do you have to pay city or county taxes for your business? Because I was starting my business, I didn't know until I did my due diligence. And that's when I found out that I had to pay city and county taxes. So that's another thing that someone should check out. I mean, you all should check that out in your state.
Understand your tax obligations. Thank you very much. Who was that? Understand your tax obligations. Angie, is that who it was?
Antoinette.
Antoinette, thank you.
Yes.
Very good point. Understand your tax obligations. That should go right after the business bank account or right before the LLC. Because the LLC is going to have its own set of tax obligations as well. All right,
Yeah.
done. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say that like how to elect your tax elections within your LLC, like if you wanna be taxed as like an S corp and a C corp, because I think that's very business for like important for 102.
Right, and that's the problem. That's the problem with this part is that part is like a real attorney type situation. Like and when you get to that LLC section, when it comes to that taxation, which Tamika's talking about, which is very, very true and very, very important, you really want to lean on a professional attorney to advise you on that, or a CPA, or a combination of both. When you're making that determination, I have consulted with an attorney in the past for my other business, and just happened to know that a single member LLC is all I need, and I don't have to worry about too much of anything else. But that works for me. You may have different things in play, assets and things like that in play, that something else will work better for you. But like Tamika said, there is a way that you can set up your structure to achieve certain tax goals. Let's just put it that way. And you need to be aware of those. So, and then like Antoinette said, you need to understand your overall tax obligations. Who do you need to pay and when do you need to pay them? Is it quarterly or is it whatever the case may be? So definitely take your time and do that. Make those phone calls. I've got here done. Go ahead,
Monica, and do not listen to everybody else, because everybody's situation is different. Like you were saying before, how you call it? It's very different for everybody. It's very personal, because depending your situation, your family household, your marital status, your income is what you want to do. So I see a lot of people commenting on Facebook, oh, what should I do? What should I do? Don't ask, because you really need to ask for your own self, because me and you can do totally different things.
That's true.
Don't research.
Right. And it's okay if and here's the other thing. If you got that money set aside, like say you do have some capital put to the side, use your capital to meet with professional. Pay that attorney his $150 or $200 for that 2-hour consultation. Take notes. Go ahead, Antoinette.
And then SCORE is another place. It's free. SCORE will definitely help you out with your legal if you have legal questions. Because I had to go to them a couple of times and ask them about my LLC, and they gave me very good information. So you can also take up your SCORE in your state.
Okay. That's actually is the Small Business Development Center, the SCORE network. They are a wealth of information that's free. So definitely don't sleep on SCORE. A lot of retired professionals in that network that have information that it would take us years to get. So thank you for pointing them out.
Monica, this is Stephanie. I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Regarding the LLC versus the sole proprietorship. I mean, because we are bonded and or have the E&O insurance, is it necessary to be an LLC, or would the sole proprietorship be just as good?
You're asking someone who is not an attorney, and so since this is for educational and informational purposes only, I will say this. It is not necessary if you're out. It depends. Okay, what type of business are you doing? Wills, estates, and trusts? If you are doing higher level, higher litigious if you're doing commercial signings, if you're out doing a lot of if you're doing a lot of what I call more risky kind of signings, higher value signings, if you're at a notarization where $10 million is moving across the table, you want
Gotcha.
every kind of thing in place, okay?
Right. I hear you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it just depends on what your business looks like. If you're out doing school permission slips all day, you know,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be too concerned with being an LLC. Really, what I've been told, and I can't remember if I heard this or if I read it in Professor Closon's book, I don't know that anything can prevent, even if you get an LLC, I don't think it prevents someone from coming after you as a notary.
No, they can sue you for anything.
Yeah, I think that that's just a thing that makes you look a little bit more professional, gives you certain tax advantages and things of that nature. But yeah, as far as your assets are concerned, most people think that the LLC will do that. And if you operate it properly and things like that, yeah. But at the end of the day, because you are a public official, they can come straight to you because that's who signed the commission. Your LLC didn't sign the commission. So.
Correct.
They can even come out. You should have a logbook.
You're welcome. What was that, Karen?
You should have keep your logbook up to date because they can come after you years later too.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what the statute of limitations is, but I know when I was reading Professor Closon's book, he said that there were cases that came 10 years after the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Also remember, there's some states that don't require it, but you still should use one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody on another group was talking about that the other day. And I told them that you should still keep one no matter what.
Right. All right, we just finished up Notary Business Checklist 102, and let's go down the list here. After you've gotten your LLC, because you just want to look professional more than anything, right? And you want to take advantage of whatever tax advantages you can take from it, right? Because you talked to an attorney or a CPA. Then you want to go and get your DUNS number. It's your Dun and Bradstreet number. The reason you need this number is because you are eventually going to want to go ahead and pursue some government contracts. There are government contracts out there for notaries. And for those of you who haven't taken Georgette's class, you need to take it. It's called Government Contracting for Notaries. She shows you examples of where notary awards that have taken place. The reason you don't hear about people teaching this stuff is because they don't want nobody to know. Because if you've seen some of these awards, and let me tell you, I didn't even know that government contracts existed for notaries. Had no clue. So they are there, and you need to be in position to be able to get them. And in order to do that, you have to have what's called a DUNS number. You should never pay for your DUNS number. Okay? Your DUNS number can be found at DunandBradstreet.com.
Yeah, the company that I work for uses them.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the chat because this is going to be on checklist 102. I'll also put it on the checklist. So here's where you come and get your DUNS number. Okay, let's see if I come up here. Anybody can search a business up here on Dun and Bradstreet. Awesome. Okay, so here's People First Realty LLC. They're in North Carolina. And there's People First Realty here. That's me. That was in Nashville, right? So my business has a DUNS number. Now, does anybody here have a DUNS number that's a notary? Okay.
Yes.
Who? Melinda?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your business's name?
Impact Notary and Tax Solution.
Oh, did I spell it wrong?
Take off the word "and." It's the symbol "and." Maybe the.
There you are.
Look at that.
So you guys need to be able to be searched up in Dun and Bradstreet. If you're not able to get searched up in Dun and Bradstreet, that means that you're not going to be able to go after government contracts. Let's go hop back over to the Notary Checklist. So you get your DUNS number. Let me put that in this thing here too. There we go.
So then where can we get a copy of this checklist?
I'm going to download it and then upload it to Notary Business 101. And the link to Notary Business 101 is in the chat up at about 8:10. If you can't see it, I'll just put it in there again. You want to?
I can't see it.
Okay, I'm going to put it in there right now. So go register there, it's free. And you'll be able to access the Notary Business 101 video, the checklist over here on the right-hand side of our screen, the 101 checklist. You'll also be able to do the 102 video. And then this checklist is going to be uploaded tonight, right now. Let's see here. Karen, can I get you to go on mute for me? I think that's your phone that we're hearing. Okay, so I'm going to download this. How do I download? Come on, computer. There we go. Sorry, I forgot that button was the download button. All right, so it's going to download, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it to Notary Business 101, so you'll have it there right now. So Janae, thanks to you, I finally got Notary Business 102's checklist done.
You're welcome. Anytime.
So now I need to start on 103's checklist. So let me upload it before we finish out the rest, and then we'll have some questions, and then we'll be ready to rock. All right. Love getting things done. All right, add downloads.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, or whatever time everybody's in. I just want to say I appreciate you and the rest of the contributors to this group. Being a notary for 6 years, I guess when you're on Facebook, really don't pay attention to stuff. But somebody added me to the group because I'm not really a groups person, because of some groups are not what's the word? Purposeful.
Yeah.
And it's not really what they actually, I guess, intended for. I think that probably the intention was the right thing. So I do appreciate you and the rest of the contributors to this group. I just want to say that. So I had this is a short period of time. I have gained a wealth of knowledge. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, M. Jackson Gordon. I love it. Thank you so much. That means the world to me, because I'm really in my lane. Like, I feel like I started out trying to start a signing service of general notary work and ended up here at Notary Nerds University, and I am so where I need to be right now. I love every bit of it, so thank you for that. So let's get back over to Notary Business 102's checklist, the last two pieces of it, which is register at beta.sam.gov. I'm about to show you my screen right now. Oh, a bug just flew in my nose. All right, so the 102 checklist has been uploaded. It's there, guys. I'm done. It's uploaded. You can download it. The next step would be to register at sam.beta.gov. It is, let me tell you, it's easy. It takes about an hour. You're going to have to read. You can figure it out. Read, follow instructions. You're a notary public. You can do it. Okay. Is it going to be a pain in the butt? Yes. Is it going to take you forever? Yes. Is the government wordy? Yes. Okay. Once you get that done, now you'll be able to search for opportunities. You've got your LLC, you've got your DUNS number, you got your target audience, you got your free marketing going, you got a little business coming in. This last half of this 102 checklist is amping you up to that next level. It's preparing you to go into government contracting. But you got to lay the foundation with all this other stuff first and get money coming in. Because with government contracting, they're going to want to see that you've got a track record. So you need to be doing business. You need to have relationships with these people out there that you're doing business with. These hospital administrators, these attorneys, whatever and whatever. They become a part of your reference on your capability statement. All of this is playing into moving you up the ladder. We don't, as entrepreneurs, want to stay in the self-employment mode, because right now, all of us, myself included, are self-employed. We are not business owners. Did you guys know that?
Yes, ma'am.
Why, Zara, are we not business owners?
Miss Monica, why you always put me on the spot?
You know the answer. I already know you know the answer. Why are we not business owners?
Because we work for our money.
Because we have to show up in order for the thing to get done.
We work for our money. Yeah, we work for our money. But just to shout out my 18-year-old old today. She got on notarized today for the first day, and she made $82 in less than 4 hours. So shouts out to the princess.
Yay,
But yeah,
princess.
I know, and you guys need to get on notarized. Whoever doesn't know, get on notarized. But you are right. Our money is not work. We're working for our money. Our money's not working for us yet.
Correct. So the goal of these checklists, because we know we all start somewhere, right? You have to.
Yes.
There's no shame in being the one that started your business and put in all the work and whatever. But you need to always be thinking about the future, how to replace yourself. Okay, so you get your DUNS number, you go register at beta.sam.gov, you're gonna pull out your hair and you're gonna cuss in 3 different languages, but you're gonna get it done. Okay.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna call. Yes, Desiree, go ahead.
This is also to the point that Zara just made about getting on notarized. I was on the Rewired 2021 for real estate.
It was amazing, right?
And it was amazing, but I put Notary Nerd University all up in the chat every chance I got.
Me too. I was like, y'all are asleep if y'all are not in Notary
I'm like,
Nerd.
please don't sleep on this. And I had a couple of people that liked it and everything. So I'm hoping that they will check things out on YouTube, Facebook. I put my affiliate link out there.
Yes,
it's like,
me
come on,
too.
people, y'all gotta get on board with this. Cause and we had a lot of people from Tennessee because they're coming to Tennessee finally. There was a lot of people
I
from
know.
Tennessee.
That's on May 4th. They're going to Tennessee. I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah, so we are waiting and ready, and we want to get
May
this
4th.
thing done. So I just wanted to say that to Zara's point, but that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Desiree, for chiming in. I am so excited, you guys. This thing is taking a life of its own. I have some big plans in store, but I can't right now because in Think and Grow Rich, we're reading it and it says you can't just everything. Some things you gotta like this. So I can't hold water, so let me stop talking about it because I might let it slip. Okay, so register at betasam.gov because you're setting yourself up for the next thing, which is going to be 103, which is getting ready to go towards government contracting, women-owned small business designations, and all that. But what you can do after registering at beta.sam.gov is to call your local whoever to figure out how to become a woman-owned business enterprise. This is the local city aspect of your diversity situation, right? Private organizations and even state offices. I don't know if this is a state thing. I don't know if it applies, or I think even if it isn't a state thing, I think when you have these designations as a woman-owned business enterprise or a disadvantaged business enterprise, those things hold weight when they decide who to choose as a vendor. So when you go to Nissan and you go to HR and you tell HR that you are A1 Notary Services and you are also a certified woman-owned business enterprise in your county or city or whatever, and you would love to provide notary services for their employees on a semi-regular basis, then guess what? HR is going to turn around and talk to management and say, you know what? We haven't met our diversity requirements. Why don't we just put this notary on staff? We do need notarizations to get these new hires on faster, and she can come twice a month. What do you think? Do you see how that just happened? All because you differentiated your business from the pack by going out and pursuing the women-owned business enterprise or disadvantaged business enterprise. Go learn about them. Go read about them. It's all free information, and every city or municipality has some aspect of that. So you have to go and research that and start. Maybe I should just put, instead of certification, maybe I should put research. Well, that's all. That's self-explanatory. You're going to have to research it. So that's Notary Business Checklist 102. It's done. After a month of being overdue, it is finally done. And I'm so glad about it because it's been on the back of my mind and it stayed on the back of my mind. But thank you, Janae. All right. So what else we got, guys? Let's talk about something else. What y'all got?
Well, quick question on the TikTok. Who on TikTok? You play too much.
Girl, let me tell you. I am TikTok famous, okay? Let me check my followers right now.
Hold on, let me go see about you. Hold on. What's your TikTok
I'm on
name?
TikTok as Out the Mud Farm, okay? Oh, excuse me. I've got 16,000 followers. Can y'all see that?
Wow. What? Miss Monica is showing out. Hold on, I gotta go download TikTok.
And I didn't have to do the busted challenge and shake my behind. I didn't have to do none of that. Okay. All I did was get on there and talk about something I'm passionate about, and it resonated with other people. Okay, that's it. So when you're doing, the notary work, maybe you go out there and you start talking about how you want to make sure things are right. Maybe you do a TikTok about helping somebody with a refinance. Talk in the language of the target audience that you're trying to pick. If you're going after the general consumer, talk about how the last refinance, if you do any type of a situation where you do a role play and the refinance was horrible and you're making a mockery, you're not a mockery of it, but you're using it as a satire, way to do satire, 60 minutes, where you're sitting down with somebody, you can't see them on the other side, but you can tell that you're doing the notary work and you're just going, you can make that into a TikTok. You see what I'm saying? You can do creative little things like that to where you can involve the actual note, the act of you doing notary work in a stack of paper, and then kind of playing on the different scenarios that happen when you're out at a loan signing. Say, for instance, a dog is humping your leg while you're trying to get the deed of trust signed. Okay, so you do a parody where you're trying to do the notarization, but for 60 seconds, it's obvious that something's on your leg. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be creative on TikTok. You have to come up with things that person watching it would relate to. Nostalgia is really good. So if you went and got like an old, calligraphy pen, I don't know, you just have to kind of think out of the box. I can't really think of anything right now, but you
But hold on, grow mushroom in a bucket? What you doing?
Yes, you see my mushroom video? I gotta do that after I get off of here. The rest of the part two.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay, thank you.
So, you're welcome. But my point with the showing you guys the TikTok was to brag and to tell you guys it was free. I got access to 100 and some odd thousand people, and I've been over here busting my ass on Facebook, spending all kind of money just to reach a few. And I'll go over to TikTok, lay across the bed with no lipstick on, and get 190,000. So you got to get a TikTok. You got to incorporate your family. You got to make it you. TikTok is not the place to go be fake. TikTok is not to go to place to go to try to be perfect. TikTok is not that place. But right now, and maybe for a little while longer, it's the place where you can get a lot of exposure for $0.00. So go grab your audience. Okay. What else?
And with TikTok if you want to if you're new to the whole social media thing and there's too many different sites to use, TikTok allows you to, once you post a video, you can download it and post it to your Instagram, post it to your Facebook. So you only took one video, but you can post it to 3-4 different social media sites.
Oh, that's a good nugget. Thank you.
Yeah, and it makes your workday way easier.
Very good point. Thanks, EL.
That was a good nugget.
That's my baby. I don't know.
Okay, boss man. Okay.
I don't know how we gonna do this because we're trying to be professional, but that's my baby, y'all. That's my oldest of 4 boys. He's one of our new employees. Rachel is gonna be joining us on Thursday, so she'll be on our next week's meet and greet, hopefully. But yeah, we're growing in Notary Nerds. We ain't playing no games. I got
That's my son's name.
Elijah. Oh, that's a good name.
Our babies are Elijah.
Oh, that's a strong name.
It sure is.
What else we got? Oh, Square. Next week, Tammy's gonna teach a simple. Any of us that have used Square could probably teach this class, but she was on the phone with me when I decided I didn't want to teach it. So she's gonna be teaching Square, how to set it up, invoicing, because you guys, that's it. That's what we need to put on there. That'll be on 103 is invoicing. Hello, notaries, you got to learn how to invoice. If you want to get paid, you better learn how to invoice. And if you don't have a system, if Notary Gadget is it, fine. I don't know. Does Notary Gadget allow for somebody to pay electronically?
No.
Then I don't want it, because we are in the days of pay me right now. Okay. I need you to whip out that debit card, put in the name and the number, expiration and CSV code, and hit submit. I don't want you cutting me a check and putting it in the mail. Especially those of us who are going to target attorneys, doctors, This is not necessarily for signing services. I know they have their own thing. I'm not trying to talk about them. But I'm talking about those of you who are going out and pursuing this target audience that you're going to be boosting Facebook posts for. You need to be able to invoice them electronically, and you don't need and due on receipt. Okay, this whole waiting 2 weeks and all that, we don't know. We want to set your business up in such a way where your cash flow is coming in on a regular and consistent basis. That is the lifeblood of a small business, is cash flow.
Yeah, you changed my life on that, on the general notary work. I have not looked back yet.
Yeah, your cash flow is flowing, especially now that you got that notarized coming in. That notarized coming in.
Yeah, but that so y'all have to understand too. So I love notarized. I got on notarized to get the concept of our notary documents and what we see, but I need to have a bigger clientele. Like I need to be reaching out to attorney's office where I go in for 2-3 hours and I can make, 400 in them couple hours and I'm there and move on. Exactly. Notarized is taking up too much of my time. And with Miss TJ saying I need to figure out better ways to leverage my time because I can't be working it. I've now created myself a job as an entrepreneur. And like you were just talking about earlier, we're not supposed to be creating ourselves a job. Not to that degree, not for the same pay. How about that?
That is correct. That is correct. If we're going to do it, if we're going to be doing the work, we need to do an elevated pay scale because now we're in this role and we demand more. But then even that should be a temporary thing because we always want to be thinking in terms of how to grow our businesses and replace ourselves. And everybody on this call should be in the process of thinking, okay, yes, I'm a notary. I may have just stumbled upon this career and I'm getting started. I'm a new entrepreneur, all of that. But once I find that flow that you'll learn about when you rewatch that 102 replay, and I have got so much coming in that I can't stand it, I need to get my son or my niece or my daughter or whomever, get them set up as a notary, train them, right? And then be able to dispatch them on all those things that I can't do. And slowly but surely you will, in effect, create that business, but you're going to have to find that flow first, and you're going to have to perfect it and come up with a process. Once you do that, you'll be able to duplicate and tell somebody else how to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Let me show you guys my fingerprinting kit that just came in.
Oh, look at you on the fingerprinting. See, we got to do that too.
Yeah,
we got to do one thing at a time.
Too.
Oh, I didn't hear you, Miss Karen.
Yeah, Massachusetts, I'm not allowed to do that. I checked with the NNA yesterday.
Oh wow! What did it say?
Oh, look at that! Oh, it's a little board set. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
how much was that, Monica?
This was $98 for 50 FD 258 fingerprint cards, a 50 pack, and then this. So when you walk in to the bank or to whoever, Netta, I see you, Netta. You know what I said, Netta? I said if somebody didn't act right, I could. It serves two purposes, folks. Okay.
So you're gonna start the card first?
Yes, because you know what? Leading with revenue. I ain't got that kind of money to be dropping $5,000 on a machine.
I know.
And it technical difficulties, and then I'm gonna be mad, and y'all gonna see a whole new Monica that you ain't never known. Okay.
That's what's holding me.
Yeah, it's just too much money to dump, and because when he did the training, he said that there's money in this. So to me, if there's money in this, let me find that money first, and then you
let it pay for itself. Mm-hmm.
But if I don't put money in this right away, then I might be. I mean, don't get me wrong. Even when Tiffany, the new instructor, talks, she came from HR. And she said, fingerprinting is it. You can make money in fingerprinting because in HR, she said they couldn't bring anybody on board. She worked with children and hired people that were working with children, and they couldn't start work without this. The problem is right now, there's a backlog in most of the closed states. That third-party fingerprint provider is backlogged 3 months, 5 months, and people still got to start working. And so that's why ink is still hot. But you still got to do what? Market. And Facebook marketing doesn't work for ink. How do I know? I ran an ad, spent money, no clicks, no bites.
Oh, okay. I wanted to hear that.
Yeah, no Facebook ads for fingerprint customers. No. Google,
Okay.
Google. I'm not saying Google Ads. I'm saying Google My Business. And right now, my Google My Business is suspended for God knows why. I can't ever keep that thing situated. So you got to create a Google My Business. And you know what, Elijah, what we may do is get your Google My Business set up for your notary and run it under there. I just thought about that. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Don't run, if you're trying to get fingerprint customers, don't spend your money on Facebook.
So what about ads for Ron? So since you've been on Facebook, what do you think about ads for general notary work?
I'm done with ads for general notary work. And here's why. I'm sorry, ads for just general notary work. If I do ads for general notary work, it'll be targeted towards attorneys because they have the kind of general notary work that I really want. They got the wills, estates, and trusts, right? I'm not gonna just do an ad for let me notarize your employment document. Because those people, you would have to spend so much money to get enough of those people to make it make sense. It's not gonna be worth it. However, on the other side, since you're Ron, you could target those attorneys who don't have a secretary, who don't have, you might have to go to the Bar Association's website. You're gonna have to do a little research. But those attorneys that are fresh out the gate, they didn't go corporate, they decided to go at their own, they're gonna need the services of a notary. And for you to be that person that presents yourself to be their go-to, you're gonna really be good. If you want to drill down even further and deal closely with the bankruptcy attorneys, and attorneys is your best friend.
I'm thinking surveyors though. I'm thinking surveyors. Have y'all heard about surveyors? Or no?
No.
Don't do that, no?
I say the only reason is because surveyors are not flow. Remember we talked about flow? We need people that's getting stuff notarized every day, right? If you want to in order for you to duplicate and have enough business to come in to duplicate yourself and move on, you got to have a crap ton of business coming in every single week. And you're not going to get that. Like I called a surveyor to get my land surveyed. I still ain't heard back. You know why?
Okay.
Because they're booked 2 weeks out. I'm sure I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
So hold on, okay, but just while we're on the call though, you're saying that our target market we need to be targeting corporate entities such as attorneys' offices and whom else?
Attorneys' offices, doctors somebody chimed in on one of these meet and greets, and when I was talking about the dentists that need the e-pharmacy notarization.
Okay.
They chimed in and said doctors in those retail office suites, not necessarily in the hospital, but you know how like near the hospital, there'll be like a row of doctors' offices.
Yes, ma'am.
Those are also just physicians in general, because they have in some cases need something. Go ahead, Desiree. Sometimes they need subscriptions or prescriptions notarized.
Okay.
Can we circle back to the fingerprinting since we're both in the same state? I remember the conversation that we had on that training, and I think Tennessee is a closed state, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, knowing that, I did a little research, and we know we have the state contracts with Identitrust. So I think for you to get more traction with that, for anyone to get traction with that, you might want to see if you can partner with the states. And you know how you were saying we should, because you got your local, state, and federal contracts that you can get. But if we can partner with the state on some of that, because I'm sure Identitrust is backed up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that might be something that might be another place you can look to try to target your market. If the contract is with Identitrust for the fingerprinting, then they've got to have some way of taking care of all of the stuff that they have that they can't get to.
Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. So basically, Desiree is referring to the third party who's providing state background checks and fingerprint services, and it's Identigo, and they have the contract with the state of Tennessee, and they provide all the fingerprinting. Back in January, I think it was, Elijah had gotten his real estate license and needed to go get his fingerprints done. But when he went to Identigo here in Murfreesboro, they were closed. So when Dan PrintScan talks about the backlog, and that's real. because these offices, their identical offices aren't necessarily staffed or whatever. So to Desiree's point, it's kind of like you going to the UPS store and saying, hey, I'm a mobile notary. I know you guys offer notarization services, but if you can't, then here I am. Same concept. Going to the people at Identigo and saying, hey, I know you guys got the state contract. I know you guys do electronic fingerprints. I don't. I do mobile. In the event that you need me or somebody needs me, could you please provide them with this information, with my information? That's actually a genius idea.
Yep.
Because people,
That's it. That's exactly. And I thought I saw somewhere that some UPS places were doing fingerprinting. I'm not sure if we have them here in Tennessee, but yeah, it's like they can serve as your overflow net. So, you know, there's always a way to get around things. So I'm just putting it out there.
And to your point, I called doing some research, and always research your competition. I called UPS and asked about getting fingerprints. I said, hey, I need to get my fingerprints done from a real estate license. And he says, yeah, we do them. The machines here, you do it yourself. Then you call this toll-free number. So don't think that your UPS stores are necessarily, they have a kiosk and you go and you do it that way. And then I called a toll-free number, and the young lady kind of broke it down for me. She was like, yeah, they send it over to us, but right now we're really not doing that because of COVID or something happened. I don't know. But anyway, she says, once we get it, we send it over to, so it was going to 2 or 3 different people after it left the UPS kiosk. So to me, I was just like, okay. So don't think that UPS has it all together. So just because they offer fingerprint services, like Desiree said, go into these places and say, hey, look, I know you're doing this. I'm a mobile fingerprint specialist. I will actually go to them. Here's my card. I think it's a perfect marketing tool, and that's going to get you more direct lead business than probably anything. I'm thinking we're going to try that. Very, very good suggestion. But if you're
quick question. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, go
So
ahead.
quick question. Now that we're notary nerds, is there a way that you all can create a survey that fits our personality and what direction should we be going in? Because there's so many different options for us to choose from. And I'm trying to literally get laser focused so that I can figure out what I need to be doing, y'all. Like, I wish I had a counselor at the university so I could be like, counselor such and such, can you please help me on my path? Because this is what I would like to do. What do you suggest? And how could I get to the next level? Do we have that yet at Notary Nerds or not yet?
No, we don't. And what we need to do is, that's such a really good question, or such a really good comment, because what we do, and that's a very individualistic one. So it's not going to be a cookie cutter for everybody, but I'm glad that you brought it up because it's a great segue into our electronic vision boards. Okay.
Oh, super.
Because in order to do what you say, and we all definitely need to do it, okay? In order to get laser focused on what it is that we need to be focused on, we need to know what our goals are. And our goals, we will reverse engineer back into what we need to do to achieve those goals. So,
And I'll,
go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead, and then I'll say something afterwards.
Okay. And so you have to like reverse engineer. If you know you got a goal of buying a whatever Lexus, let's say, it's going to be 10 grand. Well, how am I getting to that 10 grand? I'm not doing it with somebody's going to give me a $25 notarization once every 3 months.
Exactly.
That helps you further define who your customer is, right? So that's how you figure that out. Go ahead, Diana.
And also, you know, I kind of have the same problem. I'm just keep learning and learning instead of executing. But part of it is not even necessarily about your own personality, which of course is important also, but it's also about what your state and your city needs. You know, where are the opportunities?
Oh, that's true. That's
So,
true. That's good.
You know, you got to do some, you know, competitive research and also your market research. Figure that out, figure out where the low hanging fruit is first, and then decide, you know, what you like amongst, you know, sort of those obvious choices.
Agreed. I agree.
Very, very good.
True. That was good.
Zara, you know what just came to mind for me for you is plumbers, for whatever reason.
Plumber.
Yeah, plumbers. Start focusing on, let's look at plumbers in Facebook and see if they're easy to find. We all need to start looking at, I say Zara because Zara's in Texas. And we all know that Texas had recently a lot of houses and stuff all over the state that had pipes to bust. And so your plumbers are out in full force. in Texas. Okay.
And still trying to recover. Yes, ma'am. So let me write this down. That's true.
Go ahead, Antoinette.
Wouldn't that fall under notary permit runner if you work something like that?
Very good. Yes, it
Yes.
would.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank
drill
you.
down on plumber, and because that's going to be an everyday, you want your everyday flow until it stops. So let's see here.
I just want that while we're in Notary Nerds, once we all lay the foundation of the LLC, all the, the foundation, once we lay the foundation solid, I know we're all not going in the same direction, but I would like to have a group of us that are doing the same thing that we can encourage each other state to state. I don't know how we can get that done in Notary Nerds, but I'm just throwing it out there.
I love it. I think it's kind of sort of starting like now, like with this, we need more accountability. I see. We need more structure.
Yes, that's what I need.
I see what you're saying. I don't
Iron
know.
sharpens iron. That's what you say, Desiree. That's correct, Desiree. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah, I need more accountability. That's what I think I'm needing. That's what I need.
Well, I can tell you this. I'm with you. And one thing that, first quarter's over with. And so my goal for first quarter was what it was, got those things accomplished. Second quarter is about making sure that I woman-owned small business by the time.
Oh, I'm doing that too, boss. Yes, ma'am.
So, and for those of you who don't know what woman-owned small business is, that's an actual federal designation. And the federal government, if you haven't noticed, is spending lots and 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 lots of money. Okay. And that money is going out into the economy. And when the government spends money, they have what they call set asides. And set asides are pools of money that can't be spent for anything else except for that designated thing. And in the case of a woman-owned small business, they have to, I think, put 5% of whatever spending into that category. And only people who are certified as women-owned small businesses can compete for that money. And in some cases, there's not anybody to compete because there's not anybody there. So we need to become woman-owned small businesses. We need to understand what a NAICS code is, a North American Industrial Classification System code is. We need to know which ones are acceptable for the women-owned small business. All of those things need to happen in a structured fashion. At least they will for me for second quarter.
Same here.
Right. So second quarter is about, for me, the WBE and the DBE, which is at the end of your checklist 102. You go and you do your research because you're a notary and you're smart and you can read and follow instructions. You don't need everybody to hold your hand on everything, right? Some of these things you just need to pick up the ball with, sit down, print it out, get a yellow highlighter and get the shit done, right?
Exactly. Or you pay to play. I'm just gonna pay and let them do it. Whichever way works.
Miss Monica.
Yes.
When is the merchandise or the merch, as the young people say, when is the merch gonna be available?
Coming. Okay.
Did you say merch?
You're real serious.
That's what they call it. They call it merch.
You're right. They do call it merch. I've been calling it merch too. I'm surprised to hear you call it merch. I know everybody knew about merch. Let's get it pulled up so we can see what Miss Desiree said.
I know. Congratulations on that too, Miss Monica. Y'all did a good job.
That is awesome.
Yes. Now let me just tell me I'm lying. Does that look like I will notarize your document, but I'll also throat punch you if I need to?
Okay. You're so funny. You're so funny.
Okay, like I will notarize your stuff, but don't play with me. Okay, like I will take this. Don't play with me. Okay, now let me stop.
Take the pen.
Okay, now this one doesn't look so throat punchy. Okay, but this one looks like I'm just gonna get them to notarize my stuff so I can be on my way. Okay, but it's going to be interesting. When I get these, I haven't gotten them yet. This is just the design phase. And while we're here, let me go here real quick before we conclude. 48hourslogo.com, you guys. I cannot speak highly enough about them. I'm not an affiliate. I tried to sign up and they had a link, but they don't have it where you can actually sign up. But I will log in here so you can see where is it? Why is it not doing it? Log in.
Did you price those things yet? Those are going to be expensive.
I have a company locally here that I got my t-shirts for my farm, and they have a I don't know how much their hoodies are. I haven't priced hoodies. Hoodies are more expensive anyway.
Yeah.
But it's to be summer. I don't know if we do need to do hoodies.
Well,
you
you'll
know-
be making a lot more money by then, and then you'll be able to toss those out as gifts.
Exactly.
But she's gonna be making
Exactly.
money just off the merchandise alone.
I ain't mad at, look, I am not mad at multiple streams of income.
You create an asset within an asset. That's all you're doing.
Okay.
That's right for me. Okay, let's get, why is it not letting me log in? I want you guys to see this now. Hold on. Let's go over here and do it.
Yeah, I went to their website. They have a lot of nice stuff on there.
Do 48 hours logo.
Yeah.
Now let's try it again.
And Miss Monica, since you all know to go there, who's doing y'all banners? Are you paying someone or are you still on Canva or a mix of both?
No, they're doing, these 48 hours logo people are doing everything now.
No, even your banners for YouTube. Who's doing your banners and your flyers and your ads? Who's doing that? They are?
Yes.
What?
Okay, so here they are, my contest.
It's easy to keep learning instead of executing.
So here's the identity design. So now I have 45 entries, and you come over here and you click on designs. And so I don't have any t-shirts or anything yet. That screenshot that I posted in the group was just from here. And it'll here in a second stop loading. And so I asked them to do a profile image, a Facebook banner, and a YouTube banner, and a t-shirt. So I don't like this one, and the rest of them are taking, see that banner, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. So this is 48 hours logo, and this is why I like it versus Fiverr. Fiverr I love, been using exclusively for the last 10 years, so I absolutely love it. But at some point in the game, you got to level up, right? And what happened when I leveled up, I had to pay a little bit more money. So altogether, between the logos and this identity design, I'm talking about $433, okay? But it was a reinvestment into the business, right? So sometimes you have to make that determination, and when it makes sense, even though I had it, I didn't want to do it. That's how cheap-minded I am. I'm so frugal when it comes to stuff. I do not want to spend money. But where did they get this from? Oh, no, they didn't go and steal this. Y'all see this? Purple?
Yeah.
That is my real estate brokerage picture from girl 2000, honey. 2008, 9, 12 or something. How interesting is that? I'm not mad at that. They shocked me on that. Okay, so let's see what they've come up with. You see what they've done? Ooh, I like that t-shirt. With the hat, with the black. I'm not mad at that t-shirt either. But anyway, this is 48 hours logo, and the only challenge I have is making a decision. You know, and this there's another page here, it looks like, of some more designs. But yeah.
But if you have a logo, they can still do all the other stuff.
Yeah, you can just upload your logo, I think, and just do the intro. Yeah, Karen, go ahead. Yeah, I think you can, Melinda. I'm not sure.
So where did you get the logos for this company that you're talking about? Or do they make or do they make it for you?
They made it for me. So let me go show you the first thing that they did. I had a contest that started off with logos, right? I told them what I'm looking for, gave them all my places, and I told them, hey, come up with some stuff. And then I had 41 different designers give 62 different types of options, all of which are awesome. Like, look at all these. Look, I mean, just look at all these. I would have been forever trying to decide because there were so many good options. And it was in a certain time frame. So as business owners, you need to just, it's 48 hours to get it done, right? And it was $199 for me to have all these different people give me all these different options. And then not only that, once I got all these options, I get copyright once it's done, exclusive. So some of us are getting stuff done on Fiverr and we see similar designs from other notaries. That's because that wasn't an exclusive deal. When you pay $20 or $5 or $7, it's not necessarily going to be exclusive. So I just went with a design that really, I felt like it really made sense for me and the brand and all of that kind of thing. And I wanted to look really good on a t-shirt. So that's why I decided to go with the one that won.
How many
that-
people are working on your banners?
Let's see here. I don't think it's many. I think I had 42 entries. And it's gonna
Maybe
go.
you need to level up on those. I think they're complicating that, you know, they're trying to cram too much stuff in there.
Yeah.
I love the logo.
Yeah, they were like, yeah. See, look, it's kind of busy, like, so we'll have to figure that out. And then you can go in.
I think in a banner, you can either keep it clean and just keep it branded, or you can do a little selling.
True. Kind of like they have here, they have the website here and the number or whatever. You can have that call to action, so to speak. Go to my website.
Yeah, but just not that, you know, that random photo there that just doesn't even make any sense. I mean, people are just trying too hard.
Right. It doesn't match with none of these banners. I'm not feeling none of these banners. Not really. But then I can go in and I can tell them, hey, like with this, I can go in, it says here, comment to let the designer know how to improve.
Update that photo.
Right. I don't even want this whole purple, what is all this? You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I just thought it was creative that he went and actually found me.
It was resourceful.
Right. He was resourceful. So, but I'll go in here and I'll give some suggestions, but yeah, good point, Diana. It's not necessarily to do it this is too much. Like, what is this? Like, no. Like, what is this? I don't play chess. What is this? Is this rook? What is this? Like, I don't get it. And who are these people? Like, I don't know these people. So yeah. So that's just what I wanted to show you guys before we got out of here. It is 10:03. Is there anybody else with anything before we go?
I need to talk to you at the end.
I have one last question. How do you come up with a business name? Like, because like right now it's just under my own name.
Very good question, Karen. A creative name needs to be, it needs to include the word notary in it if you can. If you can't, that's okay. And just to keep in mind, on any decision you make for your business, you want to always think like you're the customer. So before you name yourself Exquisite Notary Services LLC or some word that's hard to spell or pronounce, you have to think about your customer, because your customer, you're going to tell them that name over the phone. Go to www.whatever.com. And if it's hard to remember, or if it's complicated, or if it's super long and you thought it was a super great idea when you came up with it, but it doesn't translate well to the customer, then you've missed the mark. When you're a small business owner, you have to think about the customer so much. What is simple, kind of like Diana was saying on these banners, it's that you can tell they're trying too hard. My customer would be like, what are you trying to do here? So when you think about your customer being whoever it is, and you telling them what your website is, make sure it's got a nice little ring to it. Make sure your business name has a nice little A1 Notary Services. Don't do, I can't think of an example right now, but you guys know, you've been in the notary groups and you see these names that you don't know where in the hell these names came from, okay? They done went and got a synonym for notary from way back when, and it's a 13-letter word and it means notary, but nobody knows, okay? So don't be fancy. You're dealing with regular people. And remember, you didn't know what a jurat was until you became a notary. So don't use fancy words when you're doing this stuff, okay?
And also, don't try to blend in with everybody else. If you like birds and you like, say, cardinals, then name yourself Cardinal Notary. Because everything else just blends in with everybody else. Everybody's trying so hard to come up with just the right notary term and have a pen as part of their logo. You don't need any of that stuff. You need something that stands out from the crowd.
Exactly. Bluebird Notary sounds good. Right? Old school notary. I mean, there's so many different things, and I can just totally see a 67 Chevelle in the. You see what I'm saying?
Instead of old school, you could you could say OS mobile notary. You know, you could do it like that and just like abbreviate it. Like I said, keep it simple, keep it clean.
Right. Exactly. Yes, Antoinette.
Yes, when I decide my name for my notary business, I made my notary business name personal to me. I decided to name it Rika Resources. Rika is actually my initials backwards, but Rika stands for resourceful excellence, resourceful excellence, courteous, and assurance, because that's what I represent. And that's what I want to get to my client. And that's what I want them to remember me as. And that's what I tell them when they ask me what Rika means. That's what I tell them. Resourceful, excellence, courteous, and assurance, because that's what I offer. So when you think about a name, think about what you're going to offer to your customers, and also personal. That's that's how I came up with my name.
Very good. And
So
I
excited.
that's look.
Yeah, that's how I came up with my name.
I
So
love that.
I have somebody else.
And see, that's good. And let me ask you this. Will you always get the opportunity to explain your name to the potential customer?
I think so.
Okay. So when you're doing your marketing, so when you're doing your marketing, you're gonna always be able, she's always gonna be able to explain that to her customer.
Not necessarily. Not
Right.
always.
Not always, right? So I just killed something. So one entrepreneur to the other, you want to make sure that it's simple to your customer. Like we know, we get it because you explained it to us, right? But you had to explain it to us because we wouldn't have known otherwise. So when you're doing your marketing, you're spending money on marketing something. You don't have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to be spending. You want your everything from your name to everything that's involved to your brand to speak whatever it is you need to speak without having to explain it to your customer, right? Because
Yes.
if you're gonna spend, and don't get me wrong, I love the name. I love your name. I think it's awesome, and the way you explain it.
Also, with Vika, I also under it also explain what it is. Remote mobile notary service. You're gonna see Rika, but you're gonna see the mobile service under that name.
Very good.
You're gonna see I am a mobile and remote notary service. You're gonna see that under my name, under my logo with Rika Resources. So they're gonna know, they're gonna look at it and say, what Rika Resources? What is that?
Right.
But you're gonna see under it what it is, and you're gonna see everybody got that feather, whatever. I'm trying to find a new logo, but I really don't like my logo. But I'm doing something for right now. But later on, I'm gonna have a gimmick like, okay, this is my new logo. You know, this is something new. But right now, this is what I have. But I'm trying to put something together. Well, I did, but yeah, I did put my name, what it is, what the business is. Under.
So that's a good point. So Antoinette, I'm glad you say that. But what she's talking about is a subtitle or a tagline, right? If you have a name, a business name that doesn't tell the story, A1 notary service, bam, right? We get it, right? So complete signings, we don't really know. What is it? So I would need, like Antoinette, because I made the same mistake. I named my business what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking about my customers. Well, I kind of was thinking about my customers, complete signings, because I was going to go out and target title companies, and I wanted them to know they were going to get a complete signing with my notaries, right? Or my general notary work people. So that was where I came up with that name. So, but now I would need a tagline like what Antoinette did. She knew that she was going to have to explain her name, but so she was thoughtful in that she said, customer, I am a remote online notary. Just so if you're confused, this is what I do. So if you pick a name and it doesn't tell the story, do what Antoinette did. Have your tagline right there underneath your name. And just remember that all these extra words is clouding up your graphic.
And costing you money.
It's costing you money. So if you do it that way, just know it's going to cost you a little bit more money. Why? Because you're going to have all them words on everything you go get done at Fiverr. Then when you go post that on Facebook, they're not going to like it. Why? Because it's got too many words in it. They like pictures. So you're going to have to find a way to convey your business in the graphic form, because when you start post, now you can do what you want. But when you start posting and spending money, I'm telling y'all, it'll start flowing out of your wallet. And you want to make sure you get the most bang. And Facebook likes it when it's just a lot of either picture or video. Now, here's how you could do it. You could get a graphic with all the words on a YouTube thumbnail. But since it's a video that you're going to be putting on there, then you see what I'm saying? That right there is how you cheat the game. Because every Facebook post favors video. And no longer than, you don't want to do a long video on Facebook. Sorry, you want to, I take my YouTube, upload to YouTube, put it on my Facebook business page. So I have like a little cycle that I do with my YouTubes. And so I would encourage you to do that too. But be thinking about your YouTube channel between now and the next time we talk next week. Be thinking about your electronic vision boards. Because Zara, like Zara mentioned, that's going to help us with determining what our goals need to be so we can get out of analysis paralysis and get into doing some of this work and making some money. On that note, it's time to get off the call and go get some sleep. Tomorrow's a new day. Anybody got any last things before we go?
Yes, I'd like just to say thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome, Karen. Thank you for being here. You guys have a good night. Bye, Kimberly.
Bye. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye, Bye,
Monica.
Goodbye, everyone. This is very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Hey, Melinda.
Bye. I need you to call me when you get a moment.
Okay.
Good night.
Like tonight?
Tonight, tomorrow.
Okay. Do I have your number in my cell?
I left you a voicemail. 407-965.
Hold on. You left me a voicemail today?
No, the other day. The day you emailed me about an invoice.
Oh, okay. So, okay, tell me what your phone number is again. I'll just write it down because I don't know where it is, girl.
407
Okay.
965-1564. And if you're gonna call me now, hold on, because I already know where my phone is at.
It'll probably be like in the next 10 minutes because Elijah needs me to stay on.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
Okay, wait a minute. What did you say? 407-965-1564?
Yep.
Okay. I'll call you tonight. It'll be like in about maybe 15 minutes or so.
I'll be up to now 2 hours.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you.
So Monica, I'm new and I was obviously late. I'm in California. It took me a minute to figure out how to get onto the Zoom and I had to install it. So are you all on Pacific Standard Time or?
Okay, good question. It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, which should be, I think, 6 o'clock your time.
Okay, so it's 8:14 now. Wonder, I was like, oh, she's hanging up already.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we got started 2 hours ago so it's 8:14 where you are, it's 10:14 where I am.
Oh, okay.
2 hours different. So
2 hours different.
Yeah, it starts at 6 o'clock your time and goes to 8 o'clock.
Okay, and obviously I also just figured out how to unmute myself and how to speak. I was like I was like, oh, you guys can't hear me. Then I heard myself echoing, so now I know. I'm new to the group. I'm Patsy. It's very nice to meet you. I wanted to say the name of my business is PCB Notary Works, and so maybe I should put mobile notary up under that or something. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing a magnet.
I think PCB Notary Works rolls off the tongue real nice. I think the fact that you've got the word notary in your name, and definitely, did you get the link to register for the Notary Business 101?
I did not. Okay. Is it on the invitation, on the invite?
No, if you can, I know this is your first time on Zoom, but are you familiar with the chat window?
No, girl, I don't know none of this. I'm not that savvy, but I am learning.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to email you a link to register for a free class. And I want you to start watching those videos on how to set up your business and all of the things that you want to do just to kind of lay the foundation as a new entrepreneur. It doesn't have a lot of notary stuff in there, just getting your business stuff set up. Let me go and email that to you right now, Patsy. What is your
PCB Notary Works at earthlink.net, or you can use the @gmail.com. Have to.
A PCB, B as in boy, correct?
Notary Works.
Notary Works at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. And if you could just confirm that you've got this link, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna put you down here. Don't go away.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just get my phone. I can do it that way.
And then let's hear while you're doing that, we got a couple of other people still on the call. Did anybody else have anything?
I don't think they did. I'll go ahead and start removing.
Okay,
Okay, yes, I got it.
perfect. That's going to keep you busy probably for another couple of days because the first replay was about an hour and a half. And the
Okay.
the second installment, Notary Business 102, is about an hour and a half. And we just talk. I'm talking from a place of experience when it comes to some of the mistakes that I make with just being an entrepreneur. And if you can avoid those by targeting your audience and really zoning in on who you want to be of service to and spending money to them, then you'll be way ahead of the game, because in this field it's very easy to start just spending and spending and spending and you know.
Yeah, I've kind of started doing that, but backed away from it. Like I have my shirts. I went and bought the logo shirts. I bought the pins and stuff to give out. And I've been doing this now probably about 8 months, but I've had my commission 8 months and I've probably done it part-time 4 months because I have a full-time job. And so even though I'm doing it, I'm doing a lot of it in networking. I'm on Link. I see you're on Link. I'm going to connect. And I have like 600 followers already on LinkedIn. I'm so shocked. And people are going to my Instagram and Facebook and all kinds of stuff, but I'm just probably about with 2 signing services. So I'm excited about what's happening. I'm excited to be in this group. I kind of found you by accident and I was like, hey, let me check her out. And I'm glad that I did. And thank you so much for the information that I did get. I got a little bit out of that as well.
Well, good. And then what's going to happen is after we're done, I'll upload the recording to our YouTube channel. So every night, every Wednesday night we do these, and every week I upload them. So you can always go and listen. If you have a long drive ahead of you, you can always go.
I do. I commute 2 hours every day from Palmdale to Ventura for work. I'm a full-time peace officer and I want to retire from that and just do my notary.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I will definitely, on your long drives, just pick a meet and greet and you're going to pick up so much knowledge. I mean, it's
You're
just
awesome.
They flow with so many different people giving so much input. It's just a nice place. It's turned into a really good resource for all of us. But out of curiosity, how did you find it? You said you ran into it by accident. Was it YouTube or was it Facebook group?
You're asking me or him?
No, you.
Me? Yeah. I found it on Facebook. I'm a member of several notary groups, and I just did like the group search because I was looking for something more informative that was catering and looking towards the entrepreneurship of it and owning your own business. Even though, you know, it's notary, I've tried other things, but this is something that is more lucrative and that I see it as something that I can do long-term after retirement. And so after I got my commission, 4 years, girl, I'm going to put all into this and then keep it going. So.
And let me ask you, as a peace officer, what exactly do you do? What does that mean?
I am a parole agent. I'm a correctional officer within the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. I work in the prison system.
Okay, so you can make a lot of money in your notary space if you can figure out how to be the preferred notary for jail.
Yes. But you know what? I don't want to go anywhere near the jail.
Okay.
When I'm done, I don't. Yes, that would be good money, but I don't want to go anywhere near the jails. That's why I commute 2 hours so that they won't be in my backyard. Because I could go to Lancaster prison easily, but I don't want that either. I don't want to go anywhere near I've done this for 12 years already, and I'm just kind of tired of it. Excuse me, that's my daughter. I have to let her know I'm going to call her back. Okay, sorry about that.
Real quick, another thing that just popped in my head is, you know about the prison system and the inner workings of it, and could possibly teach notaries who do want to pursue that line of business how to do it effectively. So I would love to talk with you offline about that. I'm always looking for instructors that can teach notaries how to do what they need to do in order to diversify their business. And there's a friend of mine who's actually been trying to get a notary to do a jail signing for the last 2 weeks and hasn't been able to. So there's some. Wow. I know that every jail is different. So I know that you couldn't teach everything about every jail, but I'm pretty sure that there are some standard things that exist that one would need to know in order to be able to conduct a notarization inside of a facility of that sort?
There probably is. I mean, I haven't even tried to attempt to know anything about the jail itself. I mean, I could talk to you about the safety and security part of it, and what I go through as a peace officer, how you would definitely have to come and make an appointment, and even you may be there an hour longer, and so if you're going to charge, you definitely need to charge for your time, because at any time, group disturbance could break out or any, type of situation. So I really haven't looked into what it would take for a notary to be able to notarize within that facility and meeting with an inmate and all of that. I do know that a guard will be standing by. You would not be in a room alone. I can find out a little bit more about it and get some more further information. And definitely, I would not have an issue with helping another notary, but I am not interested in that.
Yeah, I think there's a class for that. I think there's a private, VIP group, and I think there's an opportunity there just in sharing that knowledge. If you felt so inclined to go research that aspect, add the safety aspect, and then we just keep in communication. And once the class develops, then we'll offer it to the notaries at Notary Nerds University. I'm sure they would be.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, yeah.
I would love that opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, Patsy, you have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next.
You as well, Monica. Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right. How do you hit? Oh, you're the host. Is it recording?
You trying to stop the recording?
Yeah.
I can stop it.